Well, welcome back, everyone. We have Lindsey Gallaugher here, our Johnny Appleseed Park naturalist, and we're going to be talking about how animals tough it through the winter seasons, you know, just mostly with the fur.
Absolutely. Well, good morning, Chris. Old Man Winter has had a pretty firm grasp on us here lately, but our woodland wildlife have a few tricks up their sleeves or under their coats maybe to loosen his grip just enough until we make it to spring. Now, we talked last time about the different strategies animals use to combat those issues that they face during the winter. Some animals, like birds and butterflies, will move out, so they migrate to different locations with more resources and more favorable conditions. Other animals, like our friendly gray rat snake, he opted out of winter through a period of inactivity or dormancy, brumation and hibernation. And then some animals are active all winter long, and those animals have adapted to tough it out. And like you said, they're going to do that mostly with fur. But before we get to the fur, I have some items here that maybe we would use to help tough ourselves out through the winter. And if we were to organize them based on items that would keep us most warm to items that wouldn't keep us very warm at all, what would you say? What would be some of the warmer items?
Oh, I would take this hat for sure.
Okay.
I'm going to put it on.
What would be least warm? What do you think might not work as well?
Oh, definitely this little scarf. It's very thin. It's very thin.
So I would absolutely agree with you on that. And all of this has to do with the science of heat and thermodynamics. So animals that are toughing it out have structural adaptations to their coat, their fur, their feathers, their hair, and it all has to do with trapping air. So these items here, none of them are inherently warm. What we're feeling is the way that they make us perceive to be warm. They trap our body heat with a layer of insulating air. These are some quilted mittens. You've got a knitted hat with all those fibers going back and forth. And these thin cotton fibers, they're not going to trap any air at all. Air is an excellent thermal insulator. That means it's going to maintain the temperature of whatever it's surrounding, either hot or cold. And if you think of double pane windows, triple pane windows, the foam insulation, fiberglass insulation that we put in our house, all of those things are using air as a thermal insulator to keep us warm. So that hat is going to do a much better job than this. Now, in terms of the animals and the furs that I have with me today, we've got 3 examples from animals that are active all through the winter time. I've got a couple of foxes here to start with, and it's important to note that most mammals are going to grow a double layer coat. They're going to have these kind of coarser outer guard hairs that are protective for them, and then they have a dense undercoat here. And so that double layer, the outer guard hair is protecting, but then the under hair is much, much thicker together, trap a layer there. So we have both red fox here in Ohio, and we have gray fox here in Ohio. 2 examples of animals that are going to be active all winter. Now, the guard hair versus under hair is really distinct on the beaver pelt that I have here. Beavers are also active all winter. The guard hairs are these kind of longer, shinier orange pieces. They're a little bit reflective. And then if you open up and kind of spread the undercoat out, you notice, can you see the texture there of the beaver pelt?
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit crimped, isn't it? So what that does, it actually creates more spaces so the fibers are not laying right next to each other, that they can trap more air in that way. And that's the way wool makes you feel warm as well. Wool is also very scratchy and curly. Now, the last example that I have here, Ohio's white-tailed deer, is an excellent example of an animal that can tough it out through the winter. And it is an amazing way that they do that. So deer also have that double layer coat. In the summertime, they're only having the guard hairs, but in the wintertime, they grow that thick under fur. So you've got all the spaces underneath, but the outer guard hair of deer are actually hollow. So you have a layer of air right next to your body, caught in the under hairs, but you have a hollow tube on your guard hair acting as another insulative layer.
Huh, didn't know that.
It's very cool. Deer are amazing creatures.
Yeah, I'm getting warm now. So it's just like the fur.
There you go.
You know, our little protection to keep us warm, but the fur keeps them warm during the winter.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah. Well, Lindsey Gallaugher, thank you so much for joining us today, learning all about keeping animals warm during the winter season.
Thank you, Chris.
All right. Well, don't go away. We have more when we return.